Okay, I love you too, Mom. And don't worry, I'll clean up my room as soon as. Oh, we're live. Oh, okay. Pardon me.
Live.
Okay, pardon.
Uh,
All right, so welcome everybody to our weekly Hangout on Air. It's Kimball, along with Michael and Liz.
Hey everyone.
hey.
This week we have 3 to 4 unique and distinguished educators joining us. We should be having Leilani, as well as another Liz part 2, and Kimberly. So we might be inviting 1 or 2 more. But we welcome you to chime in with your Q&A, and we'll be kind of reviewing what a lot of these awesome educators have been doing since the Google Summit. Before we kick-started this Hangout, Mike and I were talking about the Apple Summit, which is around the corner.
Next week, Monday through Wednesday.
Monday through next week, right?
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Are you guys going to that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on Monday and Tuesday. My coworker and I.
The full day?
Yeah, all day Monday, Tuesday.
Oh. I was planning to go on Tuesday, but I just emailed them that I pulled out of things are so crazy right now at the end of the school year.
Yeah.
That I was gonna attend one of the sessions, but I gave up my spot because I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to break away from campus. So yeah, let me know what you learn.
Definitely.
Mike, are there any particular sessions that are catching your eye?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I have to go back and look at the schedule. Did you invite Liz yet?
I did, so... Let me do it. Let me try.
Try her email address too. It doesn't work.
Hard to tell if this one has a bunch of lays on it.
It's I'll show you. Try invite her email address too.
Okay.
That one doesn't work. And Leilani's in the chat.
Oh, there we go. Sweet. Leilani. There we go. Okay. There. Okay.
Oh, who's joining? Oh, there's Leilani.
I keep trying to talk to you guys, and I forget I had the mute on.
Pardon me.
Sorry. Oh, looks like we have someone. Oh, two joining.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How's everybody doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Great. So you can hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear. I was noticing everybody had headphones before, so I was running around trying to find my daughter's Beats.
So we might have about 4 people are supposed to present tonight. I'm not sure if the other 2 are going to be able to join us, but just in the interest of time, we'll just have one of you start, and then that way if the others join, we won't run out of time. So does anyone want to go first?
I can go first. I don't mind. If it's okay with everyone.
Please.
Okay, good.
Okay. All right. So my lesson was with grade 5. Do you want me to do a screen share or just talk about it, or?
I think it's up to you, but a screen share if you have stuff to show.
Okay, I'll just kind of tell you guys what it was about, and then I'll show you the work. It was with my 5th graders, and what we did was they were learning in health about public service announcements and about smoking and drug use and the effects of that on a person. So we kind of tied it all into Google. I had been working in Google Apps with them for really it's about 2 years now. So we tried to hit as many standards as possible. And I wanted to give them the chance because it's the end of the school year for them to pick what they wanted, what form of media they wanted to use within the Google Apps domain, I guess you would say. So they were able to choose between a Powtoon. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Powtoons. Powtoons are, let me show you real quick. Let me just screen share. Okay. A Powtoon looks, ooh, let me find it. Sorry guys. Where did it go? It's basically like a fancy slideshow. So if you want to think about, hold on, let me turn off my screen share. Cancel. Is it back? Okay. So it's kind of like a slideshow on steroids. Kids can put in their own animations. They can add in transitions. They can do voiceovers. They can add in music. They can do all sorts of things, and it's all within the Google Apps domain. So they could choose between a Powtoon, a Google slideshow, or a Google drawing. I wanted to see how that went. They were kind of my test subjects. We never really created anything in Google Draw before, but I wanted to see if it was possible. So we worked on co-constructing the criteria together in class, and from there, we created a skeleton. So no matter what media form they chose, whether it be Powtoon, slideshow, or drawing, they all had to follow that skeleton criteria that they helped create. So we all started the projects in class that day, and then I sent it home for homework. So they did most of their work at home. And I told them, when you come back, we're going to do a peer review in which you're going to receive feedback from at least 2 other classmates. So they did their work, came back, they peer reviewed each other, they took the feedback, and they were to revise their work at home. So a lot of this was done basically at home, not in school, because Google Apps is so awesome. It can be done at home or from anywhere, yeah? And then they finished up their work. So tomorrow they're coming back in. So they're all done. The samples I have to show you are all finished, or they should be, because tomorrow they're turning it in for technology. So let me real quick. Let me see if I can get the screen share to work. Okay. Is it working? Can you guys see?
You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so here's my sample. We'll start with the approaching, the not so great. This is a sample Google drawing.
Oh.
So it was, she chose drugs. So according to the criteria, I can just quickly, oops, wrong one. Sorry about that. I'll quickly show you the criteria here. They had to pick their media form for the PSA, have a creative title, introduction, spelling, capitalization, reasons why smoking or drugs are not good for you, 2 reasons. It has to be supported with facts. You have to have a conclusion. And we had to go into a little bit of detail here with the Powtoon and slideshow only. Cited sources, have pictures, and all of that. So the reason this is approaching is because if you look at the rubric and the criteria, it's missing quite a few things. It doesn't have 2 examples, you know. Some things are missing. It's not quite finished. So I did take a screenshot of this. I don't know if she was done. This was yesterday, so I hope she's working on it tonight. The next one is a meets. So this student chose a presentation. Okay. And it's a meets. Ooh. They got rid of their pictures. They had pictures in here. I don't know what happened to them. Okay, but they have their bibliography. They have all their facts, and the information is pretty good. The exceeds is this one. Has a really great title, the pictures are perfect. Pictures match the information, so this is his slideshow. And I was hoping to grab a Powtoon, but they weren't quite done. The ones that I was looking at, I wanted to pull samples that were finished for you guys to see. So that's pretty much it for me. Let me get out of here.
How did your kids respond to that?
Oh, they loved it. They really did. When I told them they could pick, they were like, "What do you mean we can pick? We can pick whichever one we want." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it just has to be one of these 3 things, so that, you know, if you have any other ideas, you know." A few of them were like, "How about a movie?" But we couldn't quite figure that out, so they decided on those 3. Yeah, they were really excited. They love doing Powtoons. That, I think, the buy-in, just for Google Apps in general, they'll do their homework at home. They'll do all this work at home and come back and they're excited. They really were excited to share with their friends. They love doing the peer reviews because they get to kind of show off their work. Well, some of them love it. Some of them panic because they didn't do their work. But it's a good way to hold them accountable, yeah?
Did they, so you guys are a one-to-one school, correct?
No, we're not one-to-one.
Okay, so did they get like a loaner to take home with them, or?
No, we are in Mililani, Mauka, so I'd say 99% of our students have computers at home. If not, because there were a handful that didn't, the teachers made the computers available. I leave the computer lab open during recesses and after school, so they're more than welcome to come in to work on it. And quite a few do. They'll work on it in school, in the classroom, if they don't have access from home or at the tech lab.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Oh, that was amazing. If I can show this to my class, I teach 10th graders. I'm going to show them, look what the 5th graders were able to do. Let's get excited about something else we haven't tried yet.
And with the Google Drawing, I didn't teach them the media. I just told them figure it out. And they loved that. They're like, "What? You're not going to tell us what to do?" I said, "Yeah, you go do it at home. If you have questions, when you come back during peer review, then I'll help you with it." And they're like, "Ooh, okay." And they all figured it out. Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Awesome. Yeah, and you know, Leilani, I think you brought up a really good point that I think that's what's cool about PSAs. They're universal, and you can do them at all grade levels.
Definitely, because it's a different way to get the message out of whatever research they've done. Because it's one thing to research and have your valid sources and do your MLA, but then to be able to share it, that's really what it's about.
And a thing we always kind of stress with technology is that the power of choice and options. So I think with that, you know, really, you know, you can differentiate your projects and you always have a variety. So even as the teacher, you can be pleasantly surprised about what comes in or what your students are producing.
Right.
So. Well, Kimberly, you joined us. Can you hear us okay?
Can't hear you.
I can't hear her.
I can't hear either.
Is there a button she has to engage for her mic?
It looks like it's unmuted.
You go to the top of your Hangout, Kimberly, look for the gear button, the settings. In there you'll see your microphone and speaker settings.
I heard something.
Not yet.
Still can't.
No.
And feel free to use the chat too if you need to ask us questions or. You, Kimberly, are you on a Mac? Yeah. Or okay, sweet. So you know how to check your system preferences too? Yeah.
I I can share a little bit, and feel free to interrupt me, Kimberly, when like your sound works. Does that sound good?
Yep. Awesome.
Okay.
Please, Leilani.
Okay. Well,
About you and what you're teaching and where?
Okay, I teach 10th grade English at Kapolei High School. And it was really neat to go to the Apps for Education conference because we took basically our whole 10th grade team with us. So we had English teachers, biology teachers, and history teachers. And we're in 3 different teams, and those 3 subjects teamed together, so basically 9, plus educational assistants that also came with us. And the reason why we were so excited to go is we were able to get the Chevron Fuel Your School grant, and we got ourselves a team of Chromebooks to share amongst ourselves. And so we really wanted to put the Chromebooks to good use with all the apps.
So each kid has one, or
Okay.
each? How many 10th graders did you have?
Well, I personally have 150. And so the other 2 teams would have approximately that many students too.
Wow.
So I have.
You didn't have a Chromebook, or just?
Oh well, what we do is I want to say we have 28, and definitely 21 are shared amongst ourselves. One teacher is a little bit more private, and you know, she really cares for her technology, so she doesn't kind of like float it around the way we do. So, but that's okay, because with the 21, I usually have them go in groups or use partners, or they take turns. Plus, there's a few computers that aren't necessarily Chrome or app or anything. I think what we have are just regular desktops, PC desktops, that are in the back of the room that they can use as well. And they liven up when they're allowed to be looking at it as partners. And they share really well, and they take turns, because I'll send them forms, and they'll have to fill out the form after the lesson, and they'll take turns. They'll sign in, they'll take care of it, then they'll sign out and let their partner sign in and take care of it as well. And I always click I can see everybody else's answers because they're anonymous, because, you know, their names aren't attached to it. I didn't know that the first time I did it. I was taking a chance. And so then when I saw that the matrix of what the answers were was anonymous, it just lists all the answers, I was like, this is beautiful. And so they really get to see what each other experience. So the lesson in particular that I would love to show you, I don't know how to do screenshots and things like that on a Hangout. I'm kind of like low tech. I don't even think this would work if I tried to show you the pictures.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here's my kids, and if you can see in the room, they have their Chromes and their English notebook, their English journal, and they're working with partners, and they're having a good time. I don't know if I can do this.
Awesome.
But what we were doing is we were focusing on discover and explore the world with Google, so the Google mapping. And so what I first had them do is I had them log on, and actually shared the same presentation that we got to see while we were at the conference, because they had so many wonderful embedded links. Like, look, here's the little guy, and he's back, and here's some links. Look at the typhoon disaster, which was close to their hearts because we personally raised money to send after Haiyan hit. And the zombie apocalypse. There was a play today on campus about a zombie apocalypse. So everything just all tied together. So they watched that, and then their assignment was to find their house or their grandma's house or a cousin or somebody they wanted to find on satellite. And so that was shocking to them. And I teased them and I said, you might find your dad mowing the lawn or your mom walking the dog. You don't know what's happening when the vans drive by. And so then they were just really excited when they details like that. And so they found that. And then from there I told them, go to your dream exotic destination and then begin a conversation. So that was really neat because they were already in groups. They were going all over the place. Of course, a lot of the ladies were like, oh, let's go to Paris. And then some of them went to the Philippines. There was a really long conversation about how beautiful the Bahamas are. I wasn't expecting that, but the Bahamas are beautiful. And this picture I had to take because the African-American student is from Canada, and he's my ELL student who speaks fluent French. And so he actually has overcome a lot of hurdles. When he first came to my class, none of the students had ever heard him speak. And the first thing I had them do was do an oral presentation. His older brother helped him, and he launched into an in-English presentation on what it would be like to be an Air Force pilot and all the math that it would take to do that. And he talked about formulas and the different technology that help human pilots now. And the whole class just watched him with their mouths open. They'd never heard him speak in English before. They'd heard him laugh. And then I told them, oh, well, if you've heard him laugh, he understands you. He understands your humor. It's just a matter of time before he opened up. So I was really proud of myself for getting him to open up. But he's here with his partners. And I think that one of them had said, hey, let's go to Japan. And then he interrupted, and it was a little bit abrupt, but he's like, no, I don't want to go to Japan. Let's go to Africa. And then he launched into this really neat cultural thing about Nigeria, where his ancestors are from, that those boys would have never heard of if it wasn't for this little activity. Oh. So I had them reflect in their journals afterwards, and together I projected a rubric on our Promethean board, and it had blank spots in it, so I had them fill in the blanks, such as what should be in my writing, and they came up with the term 10th grade appropriate vocabulary. And then my chant that I always use, textual evidence, and so it was kind of neat the way they were building the rubric together, and it actually got me some points when I was evaluated on my Danielson.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we had a really good time.
It sounds like you're, again, giving your students a lot of choice, too, and a lot of freedom with that, and that collaboration takes a lot of different forms, and you're building on student interests, which I think is huge. You know, I think that can be a really good foundation, and that's one of the great things about Google. It can open up so many doors to whatever you are interested in. It is the Air Force or the Bahamas or
right.
And many tools that can complement that.
Definitely, and I'm just so excited to start getting products from them, because I can't send them off to go complete this at home. Rather than just exploration and reflection, I'm excited to have them build some products, like those PAL cartoons and whatnot.
And as an English teacher too, at the high school level, you're managing so many. You know, we had a couple of.
Trust me, I'm going to be doing e-portfolios next year. That was one of the ones I went to, and I was like, yes, e-portfolio.
Great. You know, we're also thinking maybe, you know, maybe I'm reading some Chicano's mind out there too, maybe Liz's as well, but some scripts might help you, or add-ons might help you manage that, you know, how things are organized and turned in, and tracking. You know, definitely shared folders can help organize some of the chaos out there.
Right, and I plan on just YouTubing my way through the summer to try to find everything. And I didn't get to watch Doctopus, so I'm going to go figure out if I can educate myself on that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. That's great.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so it looks like we're having some sound issues with Miss Kimberly here. She's patiently persevering her way through this Hangout, which she can hear us, but she can't necessarily speak to us. And so, let's see. You have checked your system preferences on your Mac, right? And your input is your input microphone. And you checked, as Michael suggested, the cogwheel on your Hangout in both. Yeah, you want to do this real quick? When was the last time you restarted your computer?
Does she have a notebook? Can she just show us signs?
No, you turn it off for this. You can be creative here.
She's gonna check if she has headset. Earphones.
Okay.
So you're, as Kimberly, as you were, or as Leilani, as you were saying, like you're going to YouTube this summer and kind of build your skills over the summer.
Oh, definitely. So I'm gonna. My kids are on the side saying, "Look, mommy, look, mommy." So.
That's why I'm muted, because my boys are being loud.
Yeah.
The power of the mute. Yeah.
Definitely.
Elizabeth, you don't have to unmute your mic, but are you teaching 5th grade again next year too?
I'm the tech coordinator with EK, so yes, I'll be teaching 5th grade again, but it's only for technology. But I like to integrate everything that they're learning in the classroom into my lessons, so yeah.
Really neat. I think there's a way to give us a microphone now. Okay. And recognize that in the cog wheel. What's up?
The only option left is to enter this critical part.
Kimball, did you check the control room?
Getting this waterway is a disaster right
Yeah.
now.
Make sure her volumes are turned down on your end.
To make matters worse,
Kimberly, try to say something real quick.
my window of opportunity is about to slam shut.
Yeah, you could try leave. You could try hanging up in the Hangout and then rejoin us. Maybe that'll reduce your settings.
Try that. Yeah, just exit out, close it all out, and then join back in.
Okay. Shucks. How about the other two, Kimball? They're not coming?
No, I reached out to Christine.
Yeah, respond.
Is it Christine P?
Yeah,
Oh,
Halikula.
let me go call her right now. Give me that. Give me my purse, baby.
We have connections. Christine's in trouble.
Yeah, for real, dude. I'm the president of our honor society, and she's been judging me. How do I do this portfolio?
He's on. Alright. We're not going to get you through the Hangout. We're going to get you through phone, courier pigeon, whatever it takes.
Can you please, Bella? Oh my goodness.
All right, Kimberly's back.
All right, can we hear her?
Check,
Okay,
check.
anything?
Yes, much better. Yay!
Yeah. Kira
Sometimes you
was
just gotta
freaking
close it
out
out.
about Kira was freaking out about presenting, and I can't even be heard. Okay.
I mean, Michael and I would work on an interpretive dance for you if you wanted to just display the words.
I was thinking, how fast can I type to put it all in the chat? Okay, well, I'm Kim, and I'm a second grade teacher at Halikula. So I'm fortunate enough to work with Michelle, who, as you know, did a lot of the code.org, Hour of Code stuff. And she actually got in contact with someone on the Big Island who had taught their class how to do a different kind of coding program called Turtle Art. And so they wanted to do a hangout with another second grade class, you know, on a different island. And so the two things that we really focused on in this activity was, one, getting our kids to, well, my second graders to create kind of like introductory slides so that the students could kind of get to know each other. So we did a Google presentation, and let me see if I can screen share.
We love that Google presentation, and it's such a powerful
All
tool.
right. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, cute.
All right. So it was kind of just like a, here you go, we're gonna do it. We just had the kids type their name and 3 things about themselves, and then they took a picture, and a lot of it was just kind of they had to figure it out. They figured out how to, capitalize, how to move things, and it was fun because you know how it goes with with 20 people in a file. They're like, my slide disappeared, and like someone's typing in mine, and so after about 15 minutes, they really got to start figuring out what was going on, and so they were able to do these introductory slides so that we could send it to the other second grade class before we ever did our hangout, and Michelle said that she loved Minecraft, so a bunch of kids said that they like Minecraft. Um, but what we figured out was that because she had created the slide, we could take pictures on her computer because of editing and everything. But because we were using the library computers, they were all guest accounts, and so we couldn't take the pictures on each of the computers. So the kids had to come to us one by one. But they did really well with like placing it, and I taught one student how to change the background color, and they went and taught everybody else. And so there wasn't really a lot of here's how you do all of this. They figured it all out, and that my class this year isn't really tech savvy as compared to what I've had in other years, and so it was really a victory that they were able to do this, and some of them figured out how to change the font. So then they went and they showed other people, and so that was really good. How do I get? Okay. Is it still my screen or?
It's back to you.
We
Okay.
can see.
Okay. And so that was the first part where we, had them kind of talk about themselves because that's, what they know best. And so it was interesting to see them being able to use Google Presentation because we'd never done it as a class. It was the first time that all 20 kids had done it. And so it's also good because I have 4 classroom computers and that's it. So for 20 kids to be doing a presentation, it would have taken forever. So I was lucky enough that Michelle, had those resources for me. But I mean, with Google Presentation, it wasn't like I had to have one kid working on the presentation. Okay, next, and one by one. So that was really, it was really eye-opening that it cut down on time a whole bunch. And so then from there, we sent it over, and then we did a hangout with Holo Alua Elementary School, and their students taught us how to do turtle art. And they explained it, they showed screenshots, they did it with us. And so we're in the process of trying to find a time that works for both of us to be able to share what we've now done with it. And be able to show them what we've learned and what we've done with the information they've given us. And so that was what what I did with my kids and with Michelle's help because, she has the projector and everything, so we could do the hangout in her room in the library without all the construction noises going on. So that was what we did, and so I really enjoyed the hangout as well because the kids, I've never seen them so silent.
Wow.
Like, I was so worried that they were gonna be talking and they were gonna be like interrupting, but they sat there, and if you watch the video from our hangout, there's no sound coming from my side, and I was blown away that they were blown away by this, and so it was great to see them engaged, and they weren't even doing anything. They were just watching people, but because it was like, wow, these are people our age, and they're across, the water, and so it was great to see that, and having Google, that Google has that opportunity for our kids is really great too.
Have you heard of mystery hangouts before, Kimberly? Has Michelle
No, I've heard of it from Michelle, but I haven't. It just hasn't worked out. But maybe in the future.
Yeah.
What island was the other school on?
On the Big Island.
Cool.
Yeah.
Imagine that. We're all one DOE, and we can connect through Hangouts. Freaking Hangouts. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about like how that got started? I mean, like, were you in a computer lab? Were your kids around one terminal or bless you?
Sorry.
No. Like,
well, for them doing the turtle art, or
what? How did we? It was just like, how was the Hangout set up? Was it like? That's just
well, because we're in the library, Michelle.
Okay, library. Yeah.
Well, what we did was that we had the Hangout, and then we stopped the Hangout because they got out like an hour before us, because of the day. And so then we went back to the computers, and the kids could try everything out. And then that's why we want to set up another Hangout to now show them what we've done, because we didn't want them just sitting there while all our kids were, trying to play with this thing, especially because I have 20 kids, and it would have been, a nightmare trying to figure out how to position the camera and everything. So they showed us their part, and then we ended the Hangout, and we want to go back in the next 9 days or whatever we have left, and hopefully share with them what we've learned.
That seems like such a powerful experience. Do you see like more Hangouts playing a role in your curriculum moving forward?
Definitely. I want to, start. Well, especially with the upcoming year, I want to make sure that I jump on whatever opportunities we have for Hangouts. Especially with Michelle, she knows so many people that I could hang out with anybody, around the world, in different countries, and so just really working with her, and also being involved in like the GEG community, being able to see people posting, hey, we need someone who does this, and or we need this age to be able to hang out, because I know I've seen like the 4th graders hanging out for the volcano tours and stuff like that, and so I want to start that earlier in the year so that we get more and more experience with it, and they get more opportunities to maybe especially be more engaging, where there's actual discussion, not just us being taught by someone, but us actually having conversations.
That's mega, and I think what we're all kind of talking about here is like a significant shift in the way we were just teaching maybe a year or two ago, that our students are teaching each other, and what you three are doing such a magnificent job of is just facilitating that and kind of sparking that conversation and sparking those projects. But we're not the knowledge providers. It's more like facilitating the opportunities and nurturing individual interests. So maybe we can all kind of chime in now. Like, how does that feel, and how does that, like, where does that take you all now? Like, it seems like you're learning from your students.
Well, it's intimidating and exciting all at the same time. I remember when I was student teaching and I was just learning my way around the Promethean technology, and I was given the opportunity to use the slate where you can manipulate it from anywhere in the room remotely, and I had no idea what to do. So one of my 10th graders said, Miss, I know what to do. And he just went in there and just toggled everything up and put the hub in and set my screen resolution the way it should be so that each thing would match, and he did it in under 5 minutes. And I was like, whoa, what am I going to do? You know what? I'm not shame. I'll ask my students for help anytime I can. I'm so grateful I have secondary students. But I mean, I think all of us have like a 2-year-old niece or nephew that knows their way around the iPad better than any of us do.
Yeah, most definitely. At this time, I'd like to point out Michael's resources here. That the mystery hangouts. I hear those are really successful. I've yet to experience this, but I've heard of that being a positive experience at the elementary school level, but I would imagine they have them at middle and high school as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, look.
So thanks everyone for sharing. I've been on mute because I've had some kids things going on over here. But all of you had some really great things to share, and it's been pretty inspiring for us to hear how the events at the Google Summit have transformed some classrooms and enabled teachers to try new things with their students, and the power of putting tools like Google tools in the hands of students who can do so much with them. So I think what you guys have been sharing is really going to benefit other teachers who are watching the Hangouts, and just gaining more ideas and how you can use it at all different grade levels, second, fifth, and high school. And and I know, like, for us, like, we've seen how kids at very young ages can really accomplish a lot of things, and sometimes it's really the adults who stop that because of their own inhibitions of not understanding or not feeling like they have to know it all. So, as Leilani pointed out, like, empowering our kids and just being free to see that when we give them the tools that they can do it at at all ages, including even as young as kindergarten and first grade. I've seen kids be able to just be empowered by having access to the tools. So thanks to all of you for sharing, and we hope that you'll be able to continue to be active in the GEG community and post there. But also, we're going to continue these Hangouts bi-weekly until the end of May, and then in the summer we are going to have some weekly Hangouts, maybe once a week. So if you're, if you feel like you want to join us, or you want to do some things with, I know earlier as mentioned, like learning more about Google Scripts or other things that will help to set you up better for next year, then, please reach out to us.
Absolutely. We've had a string of educators and tech coordinators, with a lot of common issues, but a lot of common different resources that can benefit each other. So, as we mentioned, please take advantage of that. Did the three of you have any questions or anything that you're looking for right now that can maybe help you get through the final stretch of the year, or maybe anything over the summer that you would like for us to kind of look into that may help you in planning forward?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
How best to facilitate so many students at once. I'm always going to have approximately that many students, and so
Right.
and as a writing instructor, it's easy to get bogged down because I have them do a novel a quarter and a paper a quarter because they just need to. Otherwise, I don't feel that they're prepared for their upper levels. So just a better way to organize it, a better way to save trees. I'm willing to learn.
We'll drive.
Hopefully Google Classroom. Have you signed up for Google Classroom, Leilani?
No, I haven't. It was a struggle just to get them all to get a Gmail address. And so, I mean, once I was able to accomplish that, basically, a lot of other things opened up for us.
Yeah.
Right.
So, takes one step at a time, right?
Yeah. Those are all really good points. Mike, would you suggest that looking into Doctopus as far as management, or maybe Classroom is probably going to help with that, manage some of that too?
Yeah. Mike, have you actually seen Google Classroom yet?
Only what's been posted on the videos and stuff.
So from what I understand, I haven't actually seen it, but from what I understand, Google Classroom is going to allow people to use, it's kind of going to take the place of Doctopus. So it allows you to manage the student documents, like send things out and view, I guess view their things from that classroom setup, like the classroom dashboard.
Mm.
We're gonna
And
try
I
that.
believe you can still sign up.
Put the link in the chat if you guys want to know more about Classroom.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. You can also sign up for an early release.
Ooh, guinea pigs.
I'll post a link for that. Same thing.
Or is it too late?
I think you can still.
They're gonna release it in September, right?
Well, we're gonna do an early release starting in June.
Or release September.
And then the official release will be September. Right now. Well, I've seen a lot of complaints about it being released in September.
Yeah, should be July.
Yeah. So, maybe they'll change.
Mike, use your hookups and tell them July.
A lot of the trainers are complaining about that, and Google's been responding to that. So hopefully they'll either allow everybody who signs up to get the early release, or they'll reconsider the official release. But who knows?
How about you, Ms.
Definitely get a so I would definitely sign up for it. It's gonna be a game changer.
Kimberly, do you have any goals or any resources or any questions that you're kind of looking for?
Well, a lot of things that I liked when I went to the summit were more for me, not necessarily I love how they've been doing the PSAs and all the stuff that they've done with the secondary, but just for me taking a step back and trying to make everything more for the elementary kids, because my kids could do something about themselves, but then taking it a step further and doing the academics part of it, just looking for resources of just ideas from people who have done things with especially the younger grades, and being able to then look at what I've got to teach and say, hey, I can do this, and kind of tweaking it there.
Well, I think we're looking to have another Google Summit next year. And so I think that would be a great way for all three of you to present.
Wow!
And simultaneously glean other resources and strategies. But I don't think that's a painful experience in the least. So I think you can definitely learn by doing it, even if you connect with other educators at your school. I would encourage you to please come back to these Hangouts. Hopefully tonight wasn't too bad for you all. It's okay?
Well, now that my microphone works.
Just a little refresh. But we really thank you for your time and sharing your awesome developments. It's pretty neat what you're doing, and I'm so excited to hear that Hangouts are occurring across the state and amongst classrooms. And I would encourage that at all. Including dogs. Yeah, I'm a dog fan, so if you have a dog, definitely bring it into a Hangout. My two dogs wait for me out there too, but no, thank you. So big round of applause to y'all. So all the best in wrapping up this school year, and feel free to join us back next Monday. We're going to have a few more educators come in and share with us as well. And if you need anything else, please reach out through the community.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.